Welcome to the very first episode of AdJUANA Talks. As we celebrate the National Women's Month, we are honored to present a remarkable woman whose leadership and dedication have made an impact in the Bureau of Customs. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed guest, the head of the External Affairs Office, fondly known as Nanay Chi, Collector Rechilda T. Oquias. Nay, hello! How are you?
Hello, Anna.
And
Hi.
happy Purple Friday!
Yes, glad that it's Purple Friday.
Okay, so as we all know, March is a National Women's Month. So this episode of AdJUANA Talks would really focus on interviewing our guests on them being women and Nay Chi as a woman. So let us proceed with the questions that our team prepared for us today. So first question, Nay Chi. Was there a time when you felt like being a woman was an issue at work?
Well, glad that it's not a math question. I forgot to ask if it's a math question. Anyway, issue being a woman at work. Well, fortunately for me, I think there was none ever, especially with the Bureau of Customs. I think not just for me, but for everyone. It's never been an issue being a woman here in the Bureau of Customs. And I guess we can attribute that, Anak, to the culture of the Filipinos. We are more adaptive, more forgiving. So it's like, it's not a question if a woman would be performing a man's job.
Right.
But maybe, I could think of some situations where it can be an issue, but never for me. And I would like to just say it now because I have so much respect for our colleagues who are doing like the boarding formalities. You know, when I think the last year's celebration, we had some pictures of women colleagues bravely like going to the ships and doing the boarding formalities. To me, that used to be identified to be a man's work, but it was never an issue, and I have so much admiration for them because, Anak, it would be very hard to do that. Imagine the two of us like climbing a vessel. I don't think, I don't think that would be like for us, but for them, they have been doing that for years with no reservations at all. So, and it has never been an issue with our men colleagues. Right?
Yeah, and I think, Nay, to add to that, women, especially in the Bureau of Customs, have now assumed roles, bigger roles, bigger than we probably think the women would not have assumed before.
Like 10 years or 20 years before,
As well as, case in point, we have our Deputy Commissioner who is, a woman, Deputy Commissioner Clarence. So I think, what you just said,
it's never an issue for us.
Never
And
an
we're
issue.
fortunate, Anak. We're fortunate, Anak. I think in some countries, it still remains an issue, but for the Philippines, no.
Yeah, okay, glad to know that. Okay, so that was for first question. Second question, Nay, how do you play multiple roles from being the head of the External Affairs Office, a nanay, and of course, a wife all at the same time?
Well, I guess it's not just me, but most of our, I think even you, Anak, and most of our colleagues will have multiple roles. Now, how do I do that? I would not really attribute that to myself only. Maybe I can say, of course, I use time management techniques that's available in the net, in the books. Yes, I try to, but I would really attribute, the being able to do it to a very effective support group. So I would say, like, I have a husband who's very supportive of my career, and I have children who also understands what it's like to have parents working for the Bureau of Customs. There was a time when the boss will permit it, I will have one or two of my kids come with me, so they would, they would see what is a day like for my tatay or nanay.
But of course, Nay, may mga instances po na you're having a hard time juggling these roles all at the same time. So how do you cope if a particular, say, hardship is encountered?
Usually, sometimes the responsibilities at home will always take the back seat, right? Because our families are more forgiving. So it's what sometimes happens to me is like if we're very loaded at work, my chores like buying groceries would like be delayed for a day or two, and so if we do not have like bathroom tissue at home, they would really understand. So it's like, so it helps if I have this to-do list that I go through every day just to help me, be up on my toes and make sure that I do everything as per schedule, especially with work. And also here in the office with the External Affairs Office. Anak, how many, I think sa lahat naman din ng offices that we have lots of things to do. I have an excellent support group with the EAO team, and I'm very proud to say that because they know very well how to support everyone or every member of the team. So I think that makes it possible for me as a wife, as a mother, and as the head of the EAO, do all of these things.
Yeah, it really helps you say carry all these things with the support system that you have sa bahay, sa trabaho, and who knows where. Yes. Okay. So for our third question, Nay, how do you feel working in a male-dominated field? I will have to qualify this, Nay, no? Because, the Bureau of Customs now, yung ating population, we are 68% male and 38%, 62% male, 38% ang female.
Okay,
So basically, male-dominated tayo. How do you thrive in this kind of situation?
I was never really conscious if the organization that I'm getting into is full of male individuals. Because for me, not to sound a feminist, right? But for me, we can do what anybody else can do, regardless of the gender. So it was never an issue again to me to be in an organization where there are more men than women. And I have to say this also, we have always been treated with respect here in the Bureau of Customs by our male colleagues. Thanks to them, yes. We're treated the same even if we're in the meeting rooms, even in the field work. I never really felt that there was a discrimination. They never questioned our aptitude, if we can do this or not. And even in promotion, I don't think that is ever an issue with the Philippine Bureau of Customs, right? In fact, I think we should all feel proud that we are here in the Bureau of Customs despite it being male-dominated.
Yes. And to add to that, Nay, the Civil Service Commission is really one of the agencies who is pushing for equal opportunity principle. So regardless of gender, regardless of age, religion, or whatever metric that is available out there, hindi dapat po yun maging limitation or hadlang sa kahit sino man na gustong pumasok sa serbisyo sa government.
Yes, and I think kudos to our male population then. It has never been hard for us. So even if it's good that CSC is pushing it, but they never made it hard for us, right? It's like just a natural thing, right? Yes. I don't think you have felt anything like that here, right? But in other countries, that might not be the scenario, Anna. So as I said earlier, we are really fortunate. Because I think empowering programs for women will only be successful if this is supported by the male colleagues also.
I agree to that, Nay. So, leading to the next question, Nay, as a woman in today's society, what tips or advice would you suggest to your fellow young female customs officers who have just begun their career in the Bureau or maybe 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah, okay. I've been in the Bureau anak for 12 years. 12 years only. I think that's quite young compared to the other awardees we had during the past several weeks. But to me, I would like to say that to everyone that's just come in the Bureau, to treat their career here as a journey. It really is a journey. Now, in that journey, I would say that you savor every moment of the journey, anak. Every step that you take, I think you try to enjoy it. So, work, tapos enjoy. It's possible, yes. And then, to add to that, you have to remember 3 things. Learn, and still learn, anak. Learn about what? Learn about what you do. Try to learn everything about your current job. And then, learn from your peers. Kasi you are in a chief position, iba-iba naman tayo, no? But I believe we can learn from each other. even from dun sa staff natin, they have something to bring to the table every day. I realized that when I joined this office also, kasi medyo bataan na.
Yes.
Parang ako lang yata yung dinosaur dito sa office na to, but I learned a lot from them. And syempre, again, learn from yung mga nauna sa atin, from the seniors who are in the Bureau of Customs. I think yung hindi natin matatawaran yung contributions that they have made to what the organization is right now. So, sometimes they may be old, minsan hindi nating type yung mga activities that they come up with, but I think we have to learn from them. We should try to learn from them and appreciate these ideas. Because surely, kahit minsan yung mga activities hindi natin talagang, hindi na swak siguro doon sa generation,
Yes.
right? But you will learn a lot if you try to think, bakit ganon yung naisip nila?
They've been there. Yun yung
Yes.
sinasabi palagi na eh. They've been
Yes.
there. So, I mean, it won't hurt if you hear them out and then, yes.
Yes. And I think they feel good if napapansin nila
They feel
that
valued.
we give importance. Yung mere presence pa lang nila na habang hindi pa na sila nagre-retire nandito. Yon yung gusto ko rin i-impart to the young entrants in the organization. Yun. Just do not forget to pay our respects to them. No, hindi lang siya lip service. Let's make them feel that, yun nga, appreciated. I think that's one good word. And also, I'd like to say then, be kind to everyone. To everyone that you meet every day. This is, being in the Bureau of Customs, I think, anak, alam mo na din yan. It's you meet different people. Some you like, some you don't. But ang sasabihin ko lang, let's try to be kind all the time. Not saying this as a bureau person, pero as a nanay, it pays in the end. It will help you in your journey here. It will also help you learn more if you have that attitude. Minsan kasi, some might be like, ay, magagaling, no? Yung gano'n, no? Here, it's not just that. To make it work for you.
Yeah.
Para magtagal in the Bureau of Customs and para masabi mo sa sarili mo that you have made a contribution, you need that other factor there.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect combination for a person to succeed na, no? I mean, not only do you need yung competence mo, yung galing mo, yung intellect mo, but more importantly, you have to be kind. You have to really understand where the person is coming from before you make a judgment. Because, I mean, after all, bilog ang mundo.
Yes.
Sometimes nandito ka and then sometimes nandito ka. So,
It doesn't mean being plastic, anak. Yes. So just try to do good every day, whenever possible.
whenever possible.
And I think, talaga, it will work. It works for everyone.
Yeah, it won't cost you anything.
Yes, after
it
all.
won't cost you after all. Yeah.
Tsaka para naman din nila sabihin lahat ng taong gobyerno, sungit lagi, di ba?
I love that change of mindset, Nay. Okay. I think we've kind of covered medyo lengthy na usapan na about you being a woman, your role po as a nanay, as a head of an office, and maybe as a wife to Sir Dan. Now, for the kind of interesting part of this episode,
Basta walang math yan, okay ako dyan.
let us do our fast talk.
Ay,
Okay, ready ka na ba, Nay?
Because boy, girl ito.
Okay. Again, we are now going to the more interesting part of this episode, which is the fast talk. So,
okay.
you know the rules na. So,
Yes.
we've prepared words for you. Yung cards mo nandyan na po.
Okay.
Basically, you're just gonna choose from the options that I'm gonna give you na. Okay? Ready?
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Walang math to eh, di ba?
Wala na. Okay, game. Flowers or chocolates?
Oh, both. Don't make me choose. I love them both.
Okay. Texting or calling?
Oh, I'd say texting.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Oh, I am and has always been a night owl, anak.
Favorite
Yeah.
way to relax?
Oh, watching K-dramas.
K-dramas,
Yes.
Describe a woman in one word.
Awesome.
Awesome.
We are awesome.
And finally, complete the sentence. All I want for this Women's Month is blank.
Oh, empowered and happy women, especially women in Bureau of Customs.
Ah, okay. So, thank you so much, Nay, for this fun episode. I learned a lot now, Nay.
My
Why
pleasure,
we-
Nak. My
yes,
pleasure.
why we see a lot here dito sa Bureau, ma'am, often. It's glad din, ma'am, to hear your insights about women empowerment and, of course, your experience, Nay, being a woman and juggling multiple roles all at the same time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for
Thank
the
you then, Anak.
opportunity, Nay.
Yes. Same here.
And that's it for our pilot episode of AdJUANA Talks. See you next episode!